Somebody maybe didn't do their homework on Rafael Devers' personality.
Wow. If you call it circus, I saw a clown yesterday. I saw a clown.
I see a team in disarray, in need of a scapegoat. That's what I see. This is Tony Vitello. Hey, what happened with Rafi?
Yeah, I mean, he was signaling over to us that he's good to run. You know, we DH'd him the first game after the day off just because from running, from base running, a little bit of soreness in his leg, but he's good to go. And so a part of that, and then a part of it, too, you know how competitive he is. He wants to stay in the game.
I mean, what do you make of that reaction? It seemed like he kind of waved Jonah off, then went right back into the clubhouse.
Yeah, I didn't see where he went afterwards, but once we announced the move, the move is made. So just going with what our best effort is to win the game. Obviously, you'd like to get Jonah to go get a bag. You know, he's relatively quick to the plate, but on a double, going with our best chance to be able to score.
So, do you feel like you need to talk to Devers after that?
No, we talk every day. Yeah. I'm good. I'd rather have guys like Webby that you got to rip them off the field as opposed to vice versa.
So that's a manager to me that's saying all the right things, and now let's rip him for not ripping Devers.
Yeah.
Now it's time to rip Vitello, a college manager, for not ripping Devers, a 10-year veteran.
But he's avoiding the rat on the table.
Which is what?
Which is, we don't care how many times you talk to Devers. This is the first time this has happened. You need to talk to him. Are you going to talk to him? Oh, no, cool. We talk to him all the time. Me and him are good. Well, I don't care what you are, but there needs to be a conversation. You were right there to say that was not cool. That's not giant baseball. Yeah, I'm going to talk to him. What's wrong with that? That's what should happen.
Well, maybe he's going to talk to him, but he doesn't need the media to know that he's going to talk to him. And then what's he going to say? Like, if he didn't see it, what's he going to say? Hey, we pinch running for you there. We needed a fast guy in there. Well, I wanted to stay in the game. Well, you're slow.
Yeah.
You're very slow. But you weren't any slower than Cox.
But all of a sudden, he's the fastest runner we have from first to third. But he had leg soreness to had him out the game the other night. And I was listening to Butch this morning, him and Spadoni, and he made a point. He shouldn't even been in the field if he was dealing with leg soreness. But he doesn't want to come out. Big Butt Devers, I mean, man, that broke me.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
They'll win tomorrow, and you'll say, hey, they're 14
they're not together,
under.
Though. They're not together.
They were never together.
You mean that?
This team is not good.
Well, that's a different story.
It hasn't been good all year, and it wasn't going to be good with this pitching staff. Like, can't we at least acknowledge that? This team has some holes.
And now I'm wondering if leaders, like if you're telling me guys can't get checked because the manager is so new or he's not seasoned enough, then Buster Posey made the wrong decision.
Well, did Melvin check Devers? Would Melvin have checked Devers?
I don't know if that finger would have came up if Melvin had called for the pinch runner. It didn't happen on his watch. I don't remember.
Well, look at that. Nobody's happy because nobody's playing with any fire under Melvin. And now you get a new manager, and Devers wants to stay in the game, and he's got a little fire, and he's got a little passion. He's telling Tony Vitello to hit the pike. We don't like that either.
But you're not a base stealer, so why was Devers so
good? First to home on a double in the gap, he's among the fastest guys in the league.
That's what's so weird about it, that was what brought the circus to town that you think was already in town. Is a guy that's not known for his speed didn't want to come out. How weird.
He's a smart base runner,
I feel like something else was going on. He wanted him to cause a stink there, but they're a couple outs away from getting swept. Do you want out of here?
Oh, that's right. By the way, I forgot. They'd come into the weekend with a 3-game winning streak.
Yeah, I text Willard and Grandy.
So you had, if they, you know what, Goop,
come on, don't
had they swept Miami.
Lay off.
No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to.
It's been a long weekend for your boy.
Let's go to Duke in San Bruno.
Duke.
Hey, Duke, how you doing, man?
Great. Thanks for taking my call, guys. Well, you kind of stole my thunder there. I don't think the idea was runner to steal a bag, because you can imagine if he got thrown out.
Right.
Because the guy on the Marlins, the catcher, had a cannon for an arm. So I think the idea was, hey, if we get a gapper, we get a double, we get something, We might be able to get a guy on third with 1 out, less than 2 outs. You get a sac fly. Now you got a tie game. Now, that's probably what the skipper was thinking. Now, that said, this wouldn't be as a big a deal as it is if they weren't 15 games under 500. And, and you got to play Devers. This is insane to say that you're going to bench him. It's nuts. If you're going to trade him, fine. Who's going to take him? Nobody I know. And if he does go away, well, guess what? You just found a spot for the young rookie to be planted at first base. But you got to play him. And also, how do we know that Devers didn't get together with the skipper after that game and say, hey, Skip, I'm sorry. I was hot under the collar. We don't know. We don't know the whole story.
Well, I'll say this. You make some good points. Before you go, what hurts me about your hypothesis is the fact that Tony Vitello publicly acted like Devers didn't owe him an apology. And that's all I have a problem with, just some accountability. And that episode, regardless if they talked or not after, Devers looked like a child, man.
Yeah, he did. He didn't look good.
All right.
And, you know who else didn't look good last year? Wyndham Clark. Mm-hmm. He won the U.S. Open.
No, he came back.
But did you see what happened last year? The reason why nobody wanted him to win this year.
Oh, no.
Yeah, last year's U.S. Open, after he finished, he ruined the locker room. So he lost his temper and he broke some lockers. That's why everybody boozing that.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's why nobody wanted him to win.
And look, wow.
And what he said was, he made a big mistake and he's got to win back the trust of the fans. And it's too bad because that was one of his worst moments. And I would just advise, don't judge Rafael Devers on, yesterday. He's a World Series champion and he had a bad moment yesterday, but
like I remember Kerr.
All Giants have had a lot of bad moments this year.
But I remember Kerr Draymond, or at least, and Kerr Draymond walked off during the game because he was afraid of what he was going to say or do. And Kerr got with him, and they went tit for tat out in the public. And Kerr apologized. I didn't like that, but at least I like Kerr for, seizing the moment. Like, hey, I got something to say. I just felt Vitello let that opportunity go by.
So what you're saying is if Vitello says today, that was my bad, I should not have tried to pinch run for Devers.
Oh, no. He already messed the moment up by basically saying publicly it wasn't a big deal. Yeah.
All right. 888-957-9570 is the number. I mean, it's kind of a good question. Like, what's a bigger deal? Rafael Devers not one to get pinch run for, or the fact that this team is 15 games under 500 and has got myriad of issues outside of Rafael Devers. This is all a function. The 4 errors Saturday, the stuff that's been going on with Devers, Chapman's frustration,
the bullpen stinks.
It's all a function of being the 14th place team in the National League.